now tuned into The Truth with G. Inspire, educate, and uplift. If you can't handle the truth, this ain't the show for you. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So sit back, relax, and buckle up and enjoy this ride.
The Truth with G. The Truth with G. The Truth with G. All right. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Truth with G on WPMM Internet Radio. I am your man, Gerald Graham. You know me as G. Once again, we are back to talk about the issues that matter to you and your community. Hope all is well with everyone. It is Monday. It is Monday, the 11th day of December. We are deep into the holiday season. Hope all is well with everyone. Hope everybody had a great start to their week. Hope everybody had a great weekend as well. It was a busy weekend. It was a rainy weekend in some parts of the northwest part of Florida. Actually, it was raining quite a bit come Saturday night, Sunday morning, and on into Sunday. So hope everybody stayed safe. We had some bad weather up north, particularly in Tennessee, where there were some people that lost their lives in tornadoes up there in Clarksville, Tennessee. So also a bunch of people injured, people lost their homes and whatnot up there in Clarksville. So, you know, we want to say a special blessing for those. Okay, I got someone telling me that we don't have any sound. Mr. Pugh, he's saying we don't have any sound. Not sure what's going on with that. Let's try this again. All right. Do we have, Mr. Pugh, do we have sound? Do we have sound? Are we able to hear at this point? Somebody, if you're out there on Facebook, tell me if you have sound. Let me know if you can hear or not, because I'm not sure what may be going on if we can't hear on the sound. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take a quick pause. I'm gonna check some things out here on the on my end, and just stick and stay. We're gonna try to see what we got going on here. Okay, Mr. Pugh. I'm not sure what's going on, but I do have people saying that they can hear. What's going on, big brother? Ain't seen you in a little bit. Hope all is well. Hope everything is going well out there in the West Coast, out there in California. Good to see you on tonight. Yeah, Mr. Pugh, I'm not sure. You might be muted over there, Mr. Pugh. But it seems that we do have sound. So, but I appreciate you letting me know that. Once again, it is Monday, the 11th day of December. 11th day of December, into the holiday season. Regardless of what you may celebrate. Hope that you celebrate well and connect with the people that you need to connect with and loved ones and things of that nature, and have a good holiday season. Because I know everybody don't believe in the same thing, so we're gonna just say have a good holiday season, you know, to stay on the politically correct side of things, so I don't get canceled up in here. Y'all know that was a lie, because I don't care who cancel me, because I'm gonna say what I gotta say. But anyway, thank you for tuning back in to the show. We are here every Monday and Thursday. Well, typically we are here every Monday and Thursday. Let me just explain a little bit something about the schedule here, so you guys kind of know what's going on. Made some major changes here lately. Major changes. Trying to get acclimated in the new changes as far as in my personal situation. So it takes a lot of my time. It takes a lot of my brain power. It takes a lot of my energy, whatnot. So it's hard to produce 2 shows a week. So I think the last couple of weeks I've actually did 1 show a week on Monday. And Thursday show are pretty much a game day decision, just depending on if I've had time to produce a show, because I don't want to just come on and not give you substantive information, correct information, things of that nature. So, you know, it's you know, I don't believe in doing things mediocre, if you will. So if I'm going to come on and give you information or come on and talk to you, I want to be prepared to do so. And the changes that I've made here lately, it puts me in a situation where it takes a lot of my time. It takes a lot of my time, and particularly not just time, but takes a lot of my brain power. Because if you only knew what I'm going through in regards to this change in my life, you would have sympathy for me or empathy and understand what I'm going through. So, but that's the situation. We are scheduled to be here every Monday, Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. But if there's any changes, just stay tuned on Facebook, Instagram, and I will let you know on the schedule. So we are WPMM Internet Radio, where we play more music. We play the best in R&B and soul, jazz, hip hop, independent, old school music. Well, WPMMradio.com is the website to go to if you want to listen on the website. You can also download the app from the website. You can download the app from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, depending on what device that you do have. And it is it's a free download. Keyword being free. So we are also on Facebook Live. We're on YouTube and Twitch, and you can listen to the show via there. You can tell Alexa to play WPMM Radio. She will oblige as well. Also, you can text someone, WPMM Radio. Just put that in the message field, WPMMradio.com. Text that to them. All they do is have to hit the link, hit play, and they can listen to this show as well. The views and opinions expressed by individual radio hosts are of their own and does not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WPMM Radio. WPMM does not intend to align with any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything. Now that we said that, because on today's show, where it is Monday Madness, we're talking about the foolishness that's going on in our world. So I know I'm going to say something to piss some people off, but ask me if I care. No, I don't care, because anything that I say to piss you off, that means that you are in the wrong mindset. You are in the wrong moral standards, because anything that I say on this show today should be, you should be in agreement with. Or you should at least understand it. I'm not going to say you should be in agreement, because I don't expect everybody to agree with me, but you should understand. If you don't have an understanding, then that means you have something that is going wrong with your moral compass, and that within your own self, within your heart, within your brain. You are morally deranged, if you will. You're something is going on in your head. And what we're talking about today is just a lot going on in the world that we just. I'm trying to get understanding. Excuse me, just a second here. All right, but it's just a lot going on in the world, and this Monday Madness, we're going to talk about a few of these things. And I posted on the flyer for today's show that I'm tired of the racism, the brutality, the child molesters, stupid Republicans, revenge government, and black people that don't want to do right. Say that that little tongue lashing for black folks for the end, because I think that we expect people to do right by us, but we don't do right by ourselves, and that's a problem, if you will. That's definitely a problem. So I'm gonna say that for a little bit later on. But look like we have Mr. Pugh. What's going on, Mr. Pugh? He is on Facebook. He is watching as well. Big Brother is on. If you're out there, let me know you're out there. Hit the thumbs up, hit a heart, hit something. Let me know you're out there. And I was trying to come up with one, in producing this show, I was trying to come up with one particular topic, and it was hard to do so because of the activities that is going on, not just in our community, but in our nation. And I couldn't just focus on one topic because of everything that's going on. I appreciate the hearts again. If you're out there on Facebook, thumbs up, heart. Also, you can drop your comments into the comment section. Anything that you might want me to speak on or talk about, or just drop it in the comment section, and we will definitely tackle your concerns as well. But over the last week or so, I've just been kind of trying to pay attention to the news when I can. With the changes in my daily routine, it's hard for me to get as much news as I can. And then when I do be able to sit down and catch up with the news, I try to binge on everything and try to get caught up on everything that's going on, whether it be locally or across the nation. And with the racism, with the police brutality, with stupid Republicans, uh, hearing about cases of child molestation and child abuse and things of that nature, it just got under my skin and I got irritated. And I just want to speak on all those topics and black people that just don't want to do right, want to complain about everything, but don't want to do right, and don't want to do anything to change the status quo, if you will. And let's start on racism. Let's start on racism. And I'm trying to understand. I know this country was built on racism. You know, if you talk to the far right, they're going to try to tell you different. They're going to try to tell you that slavery was it benefited black people and this that, and the other, which is a bunch of bull. Um, this country was founded on racism. All the laws that were created were founded and created uh, with a uh, with racism in the forefront. The U.S. Constitution was written when we were enslaved and we did not have any rights. So, you know, anything that was written prior to the Emancipation Proclamation or prior to Juneteenth, when we all found out that we were free, anything written prior to that really did not pertain to us. This Star Spangled Banner that they expect us to stand up and put our hands over our heart and stand up and listen to everything that was written uh, when we were enslaved. So it didn't have anything to do with black people. Also, that Star Spangled Banner, if you read the second stanza in that Spangled Banner, it talks about the glorifying the blood of the slaves that were caught after they tried to run away to freedom. It talks about glorifying how the blood flowed, and you can go. You know, the Google machine is a wonderful thing. Google machine is a wonderful thing. All you have to do is Google it. Just Google the words of the Star Spangled Banner, and you will see what I'm talking about in regards to that second stanza. Um, but yeah, it glorifies the catching and the killing of slaves that tried to run away to freedom. So, but we're expected in this world to stand up and put our hands over our heart and sing this song that was not written for us; it was written about us. And actually, if you want to get into the deeper part of the Star Spangled Banner, it was actually a poem. It wasn't initially written to be a song. It was transitioned over into a song later on, but it was started out as a poem that was written, and it became this national anthem that we are expected to abide by. Which, you know, in my younger days, I didn't know any better, so I stood up and I did what I was supposed to do. Whatever, obviously, for people that don't know, I spent a little time in the military as well, and I had to hear this Star Spangled Banner. Didn't know any better because I hadn't done the research at that point in time. But now that I know better, I don't. If I'm at an event and they play the Star Spangled Banner, do I stand and do I remove my hat and do I sit and sing this song? No, I do not. Not because I'm not an American, which I am an American, but why should I be forced to sing a song or stand for a song that had nothing to do with my freedom? This song was written while we were enslaved and was written about the people who tried to free themselves and were caught and killed. So why should I stand for that? So no, I'm not going to stand for that. But the whole racism thing is inherited. It started from being enslaved, it being stolen from our country, our original country, and brought over to a land, and to be put to work for free labor to build this country. And even though we built this country, we still to this day is December 11, 2023, we still do not have equal rights. And then you can say in a lot of cases, we still do not have rights because the laws and the legislation that is taking place across the country, whether it be statewide, whether it be federal, all these laws are being written to oppress people who look like you and I, or for the black people that's watching. For the white people that's watching, please keep watching, keep listening, so you can learn something. You know how the black folks said before they got the correct terminology. They used to say, "Let me learn you something." So this is a learning lesson for you today. If you're of a different race other than black people, I want you to listen. I need you to listen. I want you to invite your friends to listen because we have a situation where the racism should not be an issue in 2023. We should be at a point that we all get along as one individual. We all bleed red, regardless of if you get cut, I get cut. We all going to bleed red, and I don't understand why we have to treat someone lesser than us just because the pigmentation of their skin may be a little different. And that goes both ways. When I talk, and I know racism, that word can only be used on one side of the table. However, we have black people that dislike white people just because they're white, and that's not right. It's not fair. It should not be that way. If you're going to dislike someone, you should dislike that person because they have either done something to you personally, or they have a view that that whoever you may be, they have that view that they don't agree with, or you are doing something that's detrimental to them or their families or what have you. You should dislike that person because of who they are, not because of what color their skin is. And I've never agreed with any black person who say that they don't like white people just because they white. That's foolishness. And it's foolishness for white people to say, I don't like this person because they're black. I don't want my child to play with their kids because that I don't want my little white kid playing with a black kid. I don't want my black child playing with this little white kid. I don't want my black son marrying a white woman. I don't want my white son marrying a black woman. That's bullshit. That is total. And my bad. I was trying not to cuss tonight, but it doesn't happen. So I let the first one out. So it's fair game the rest of the night. Triple L is on. Good to see you, Miss Triple L. Miss Danny, what's going on, Miss Danny? Miss Danny stole my dressing recipe, and she gonna try to say her. So if anybody out there, and Danny, if you go make some dressing and you take it to somebody's house and they say the dressing is good, don't you take all the credit. I know I done got off topic, but yeah, she got my dressing recipe. Let's see. But Miss Triple L, she said, I am proud of black and white. So she see both sides of the spectrum. But racism should not be prevalent, and that should not be present in this day and age. In 2023, it should not be an issue. We should not be putting people in categories based on the pigmentation of their skin. Now, if you're a terrible person, I don't care what color you are, you're a terrible person. If you're a good person, I don't care what color skin you have, you're a good person. I get along with anybody and everybody. As long as you're not doing anything, Denny, don't look. I know where you live, Denny. Don't try to steal my recipe and tell people it's yours. But anyway, I'm not gonna get off topic again. But racism. We have to kill this racism. We have to stop teaching our kids to hate, or to dislike, or to not talk to people who don't look like them. Racism can be cured in a matter of just a few years. It'll take a little while to get completely wipe out racism, but if the people that are already here would just stop the foolishness and would come to the agreement that we are all human beings, regardless of our pigmentation, and if we stop teaching our kids that you should not like this person because they don't look like you, we can end racism. We can knock it out. And like I say, it's not something that can happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight, but we can knock it out if the grown folks stop with the foolishness and teach the young folks that we are all one. So, that's racism. Again, if you just joined on this Monday Madness, I know I'm on a rant today, and we're going to stay on this rant for the rest of the show. But then I put out the flyer that I said I'm tired of racism, police brutality, child molesters, stupid Republicans, revenge government, and black people not doing the right thing. And that's what we're talking about today. Police brutality. Well, let's go. Let's back up on police brutality. Let's put the black folks up here, and let me talk about my people for a minute. My people, I love y'all to death. You know I love y'all to death. I love all people. I love y'all to death. But however, it irritates me. It gets on my nerve when black people complain about something that they have every opportunity to correct. They have every opportunity to change. But you don't do anything to correct it. You don't do anything to change it, but you spend 100% of your time complaining. We got to cut that out, people. We have to cut that out. It's not only that we have to get our white counterparts, our white brothers and sisters to get along with us. We have to get along with ourselves. We have to come together as a people and say that we are going to stick together, and we're going to do right by each other, and we're going to gain the respect of each other. That way we have a higher seat at the table, if you will, when it comes to getting other people to take us serious and getting other people to buy into the fact that we are human just like they are. But if you keep, what's up, Miss Jam? Miss Jam is on as well. Jamming in the corner. RWR Radio. She comes on, I think, 8 o'clock Saturday morning. So check her out. Make sure you check her out. So yes, I did shout out somebody from another radio station, but that's what we do. That's what we do. That's how we roll. We are all in this together. So she talks about some great topics on her show as well. So I've been on her show, and she will be on mine eventually. I'm gonna get on here, but we're trying to change things. We're trying to make things better in this community. So it's a good thing when black people come together and for the common good, if you will. So good to see you on, Mr. Frank. What's going on, Mr. Frank? Mr. Frank Broughton, that's a hard-working man right there. He says, Kevin Hart said it best. We look bad as a unit. You're exactly right. Miss Triple L said, I'm reading the comments right now. She said, if you don't want change, go sit down somewhere. Complaining won't change nothing. And you're exactly right. Ms. Jam said that's why we have to vote. Voting is crucial. Voting is crucial. Voting is crucial to what to the goal, common goal, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, because I'm going to talk about stupid Republicans here in a moment. And that vote is very crucial to what to getting into the goals that we're trying to accomplish, because we have to put people in places that have common damn sense to begin with. You know, when we talk about our government, we have to have people with common sense. We have to have people who have common decency, common respect for others, morality, things of that nature. And right now we don't have that. But we're still talking about black folks. Let's stick to black folks right now. Right now in our community is in somewhat of chaos, and not saying that violence don't take place in other communities or what have you. And it does. You know, usually violence happens in the vicinity of where you live. You know, all this black on black crime, there's no such thing as black on black crime. Whoever coined that phrase was delusional, if you will. Crime takes place in proximity of where you live. So if you live amongst black people and a crime is committed, 9 times out of 10, that crime is going to be against a black person. If you live in a white community, if a crime is committed, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a crime committed from a white person to another white person. So this black on black phrase, if you will, it should be banned. It should not be used. Crime takes place in the proximity as where you live. If you look in our prison systems and our jail systems, what have you, go in there, you're going to see a mixture of black, white, and brown people. So that means that other people are committing crimes. Now, it's a whole nother subject when we start talking about our judicial system and how fair our judicial system is. That's a whole nother topic within itself. But when you look at people committing crimes and you go into jails and whatnot and look at these people, you're gonna see black, white, brown, yellow. You're gonna see across the board. It's unfortunate that the black population, even though we're only 13% of the population, we take up about almost 30% of the prison population, which is again another topic in regards to our judicial system, as far as improper and unfair justice when it comes to sentencing and when it comes to prosecution, if you will. But again, that's another topic for another day. But black people, we got folks when we do something stupid. When we do something stupid and then we blame the man. Who in the hell is the man? The man is you. The more man is you. If you go out there and do something stupid and the police catch you, it ain't the police fault that you stupid. Now you don't put yourself in an unjust justice system and you don't set yourself up to be unjustly prosecuted and unjustly sentenced. And then when you get sentenced to a longer term, you complain about the term that you sentenced to, and the man is the problem. But the man didn't commit the crime. And we know, again, another topic for another day, we have a lot of black folks that are locked up today that are innocent of their crimes. We have a lot of white people that are locked up today because they are innocent of their crimes as well. Mr. Pugh said, I'm still trying to find the man. I'm trying to find him too, Mr. Pugh. I promise you I am. Because the man undid a lot of stuff. The man undid a whole lot of stuff to black people, and I'm trying to figure out who the man is, especially in situations where the black person that's talking about the man is the one that committed the crime. You commit the crime, you don't have a big argument about the justice system because you shouldn't have committed the crime to begin with. Now, if you got caught up in some bullshit and you done went to jail over something that you didn't do, that's a whole nother topic, whole nother subject. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ignorance that we have within our community where our people are doing stuff knowing that it's wrong, knowing that it's illegal, knowing it's going to lead you to jail, prison, death, what have you, and then we complain about it. Instead of not committing that crime and going and get your voter registering to vote, getting your voter registration card and showing up in every 2 years in the presidential election and in the 2-year midterm as well. You can't sit there and complain if you're not participating in making a change. And what you complaining for? You okay with the status quo? But as soon as you get caught up in the system, you want to complain. Mr. Governor, what's going on? Mr. Governor has joined us as well. He put a comment in the comment section as well. He says Florida school accountability reports came out today. Another topic, another day for DNF grades for black kids here in Pensacola. I need to get a hold of that report, Mr. Williams. If you actually have the report, you can forward that to me as well. If you have a copy of it or you have the information for me to get it forwarded to me, you can email it to me or you can inbox me on Facebook. My email is thetruthwithg@yahoo.com. It's just the name of the show, thetruthwithg@yahoo.com. So forward me that information. Again, like the governor says, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day when it comes to our school and our kids or whatnot. And that I'm a touch on that. They said they reported on WAR now and Pensacola News. John, appreciate that, sir. That's a whole nother topic when we're talking about black people doing better. When we talk about black people doing better and doing things to get out of that status quo and get out of that stereotype of being bad people, if you will. When it comes to our kids in school as parents, have some wonderful parents out there that are doing the right thing in regards to their kids. And then we got some knuckleheads, we got some dumbasses, some assholes, and whatever you want to call them that are out there allowing their kids to cut a buck in these schools. And then you defending your child versus taking the side of that educator that's trying to help you get your kids on the right track. That we got to stop, people. You know your child. Let me back up. The people that child is out there acting a damn fool in these classrooms. You already know it's your child because 9 times out of 10, that child is acting the same way inside your home. So you know it's your child. You know if they'll cuss you out, they're gonna cuss that teacher out. You know if they tell you they're not gonna clean their room, and you know they're gonna tell that teacher that they're not gonna do their classwork, and you can't tell me what to do. So you already know it's your child, but soon as your child gets in trouble in school, now I'm talking about the parents that's not doing right, and I'm not trying to tell you how to parent. I'm just telling you what's right and what's wrong. When that teacher calls you and say, little Matthew is cutting up in my classroom, he's doing this, he won't stop talking, and then next thing you cussing the teacher out. You cussing the teacher out, and that teacher is trying to not just educate your child, trying to educate probably 30 kids because our schools are overcrowded where you got these large classrooms. There's probably 25, 30 kids in the classroom that's trying to learn, but your little kid in there cutting a buck. And then when they try to get with you and assist you in trying to get this child under control, you want to cuss out the person that's trying to educate your kid. And you know your child acting up. We got to cut that out. We got to take control of our kids, and I know some people are gonna get on here and they say you need to beat your kid. I'm not an advocate of that. I don't believe in beating my kids. I think I've raised some decent kids, and I did not beat them into submission. Uh, Mr. Sam, and join us. Good to see you on there, Mr. Sam. It's Jam said, listen, if you can't control them at home, damn sure know that that lady can't do it. Go to the parent teacher conference. Mr. Sam said teachers got it bad these days. Mr. Jam says be a part of the PTA, be active in the schools. You're exactly right. And what's and I'm still talking about black folks. I'm gonna get off y'all in just a second. When it comes to these schools, you got PTA meetings, you got parent teacher conferences, you got open house, you got parents don't show up for those. Particularly, and another day, another show, particularly fathers. There are not a lot of fathers out there that's showing up for these PTA meetings and parent teacher conferences and things of that nature. But what irritates the hell out of me is that you'll be there when he run that touchdown. You'll be there when he throw that touchdown pass. You'll be there when he shoot that 3-point shot. You'll show up at Little League practice and you'll fuss at the coaches because they're not playing them enough and they're not spending enough time on the field. You'll show up and hound the coaches. You'll jump on the coaches and what do my child need to do to get more playing time? What do we need to do to stay on the court more? What do we need to do to do this, that, and the other? But you won't do that for your teachers in school. You won't show up at the school to find out what do we need to do to get these D's and F's off my kid report card. What do my child need to work on to where they comprehend better in reading and comprehend in English class? What do my child need to do? What can we do as a whole? You don't do that for school, but you show up in sports and the fathers that show up on game day, but your ass didn't take a Pamper over there, and you didn't take a hamburger to give your child, but you show up. You show up when they being talked about on Channel 3 News and they being looked at by these schools, these colleges. Then your ass show up. But where in the hell were you to guide this child through school? Where were you in that parent teacher conference? And I know I'm going hard on y'all, and sometimes things need to be said, and you need to say it. We need to stop hiding behind these curtains and these walls, and we need to bring the issues to the forefront, and we need to talk about them. But we as a people, we have to do better within ourselves, and we got to stop complaining about what everybody else is doing to us, and complain about what we're doing to ourselves. Complain about it Come up with a plan to do something about it. Cut out the bullshit. It is time for us to come together as a people. We had people in the civil rights era that fought and died and protested and was beaten and dog sicked on them and water hoses sprayed, fire hoses sprayed on them and taken to jail or whatever. We had all these people do all this to sacrifice their own life and their own well-being so that we can take a step forward, so that we can get rights. But we don't want to act right. We don't want to act right. Martin Luther King marched and died. Andrew Young, Malcolm X did his thing. You know, you got all these people that's in the civil rights. You know, Jesse Jackson, all these. Even I'm gonna throw in Al Sharpton because Al Sharpton did some stuff that people today wouldn't think about doing. They wouldn't think about sacrificing themselves for the common good of others. Medgar Evers, Rosa Parks, all these people that you know, the Freedom Riders, all the thousands of people that showed up to protest, to march, knowing that they was facing jail and knowing that they was facing police brutality and this, that, and other. They did all this so that we can be better people and respected and looked at as human beings today. Marcus Garvey, thank you, Mr. He called us Conway Twitter on there, but Mr. Sam, he said Marcus Garvey, all these people. Mr. Frank says, damn free tutorial classes, put them in some African AF1 studies and JS and pay for tutors. You're exactly right. Fred Hampton, all those people that sacrificed their life and limb so that we can have rights and freedoms to do as everybody else is doing. But we can see that with the racism today, we are still being oppressed, but we don't have the strength and the numbers that we need within ourselves to overcome that. If we could come together as a people, if we could come together and put our resources together, put our minds together. We got some great Black folks, especially in the city of Pensacola. There's some great minds here in Pensacola, but there's some dumbasses as well. Got a bunch of ignorant folks that want to just do stupid shit and blame everybody else for it. Got these young people that want to shoot people and want to rob people and want to steal from folks or whatever, and they think that's okay. And a lot of times they believe it's okay because, and I'm not saying, I'm not blaming parents, because once you become an adult, you have an option to do right or do wrong. I'd be the first to say I raised my kids the best way I could. I never told them to do anything wrong. I always made sure they did right. But when they become adults, they make their own decisions. I can't make it for them, but I just hope and pray that everything that I instilled in them, they take heed to it. I can only hope. I got 3 grown boys right now. Have all of them always did the right thing? Hell no, they have not. But did they learn it from me? No, they didn't. Did they learn it from their mama? No, they didn't. It was choices that they made as an adults. You know, little stupid stuff that they may have done. That they made them choices as adults. They didn't learn it from me. But we got some parents out there that's teaching their knuckleheads how to sell drugs and how to be a booster and this, that, and other. We got ignorant parents in some cases that are doing this stuff, and then when little nut get locked up, or when he get out there in the drug game and he get caught up and he get shot up in the streets. Oh, my little son, they never did nothing wrong. He was a good person. No, hell, he wasn't. He wasn't a good person because you trained him to be a negative person. You trained him to be a bad person, and then when he get caught up in the lifestyle that he living, you want to say he was a good guy and a good person, and then you want to put they face on a T-shirt and walk around like they was and walk right like they were angels while they were here on earth, knowing they was causing havoc. We shouldn't have that in our community. We got to come together, people. I think we got some more comments. I know I'm on a rant today. As Mr. Frank said, I marched with Mr. Jackson in Georgia last year. I remember you. I remember you saying something about that, Frank, or posting something about that. That was a good thing. I'm sure that had to be a great experience to be with one of the originals in the civil rights movement. Mr. Sam said it's the influence of social media, the music, and they partake in the way they were raised. Ms. Jam said, "No, COVID taught all parents about their damn their dang children, right? Because when these kids had to stay home and they got frustrated. I remember during COVID where I'd seen a lot of parents complain about their kids being at home. Yeah, damn it, if you want your kids to act right and you want to have some peace at home, regulate. When they're kids, you have no reason not to regulate in your own home. If you allow it, they're gonna do it. And I'm not saying beat your kids because I'm not an advocate of that. I don't believe in you have to beat your kids into submission. I believe that if you are stern in what you say, and if you hold people accountable, and that you there's repercussions to their actions or whatnot, you don't have to lay hands on a child. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't agree with me. A lot of people out there don't agree with me. So and I can tell you now, I have um, again, I raised three boys. Right now, I have a successful child in one of our college institutions as we speak right now. Have I ever laid my hands on them? Yes, I have. It's probably been I probably count on one hand the time that I put my hands on them. And when I did put my hands on them, it was only a matter of hitting them on his behind once or twice in a controlled type of situation. But he's a successful kid. He's doing well. He's in college. He's never been in trouble in school. He never had a disciplinary action in school. He never talked back to a teacher. He has never been written up. He has never done anything. Never been in trouble with the law. Never been locked up, arrested, whatever the case may be. So is that's evident that you don't have to put hands on a child to get a child to do right. I know a whole lot of people. I grew up with a whole lot of people who they mamas or their daddies tore their ass out the frame on a regular. And I mean tore their ass out because back if you anywhere near my age, the ass whoopings that we took back in the day don't even compare to now. Now people they locking people up for the ass whoopings that we took back in the day. You go to prison now for it. Back in the day, it was just the norm, if you will. But those same people that got their ass tore out the frame on a regular, some of them are locked up in prison, some of them are dead, killed because got killed out there in the streets or what have you. So I'm just telling you, I'm just saying I'm not an advocate of it. I don't believe that that's the right. That should not be the answer to the solution, the answer to the problem. Um, Mr. Sam say beat and discipline are two different things. Uh, Mr. Frank said one for the college. Miss Jam said hell no, I use whatever near me to beat their ass, just like my mama. Uh, Mr. Sam said I discipline mine. He said you have to truly love your children to want better for them. Um, Miss Jam said back in the day you used to get beat down from the neighbor, then they call your mama and tell your mama to beat your ass. But like I say, and I guarantee you, if each one of you, again, I'm not telling you what to do, what not to do with your child. That's up to you. That's up to you how you want to raise your child. But I can guarantee you, just think about, put this on your brain. Just contemplate this for a moment or two. And think about it at your leisure when you get a chance, when you're sitting at home or you're sitting on the toilet or whatever. Then just think about this. Just think about the people that you grew up with, the people that you were around, that you knew. And think about how many of those friends that you ran with. Think about how many of those they got their ass whooped on a regular. And then fast forward to the day and think about the life that they had. And I guarantee you, if you look at the ones that took a ass whooping and you look at the ones that didn't take a ass whooping, I guarantee you it is probably 50-50. It's 50-50 that the ones that took a ass whooping probably didn't leave a productive life. Probably ended up in jail, probably ended up in prison. Best friend Frank said, I got my last whooping at 35. That was a fist fight right there, Frank. You might have lost, but that was a fist fight at 35. But think about it. Think about all the people that just think about the ones that took a ass whooping. Think about the ones that you grew up with that took a ass whooping. And I guarantee you, half of those are probably locked up. And half of them may be living a good life. Now, I'm gonna take my own personal situation and apply this to the logic that I just gave, because you got to have some actual facts or some stats to back up what you're saying. Oh, Mr. Frank said, "No, I ain't raising my hands to my mom's." I understand that one, Frank. I got you, buddy. I got you on that one. But I'm gonna take my own situation. Back growing up in the day, I have 4 brothers. I have 4 siblings, other siblings other than me. There's 5 of us. And out of the 5 of us, every one of us took ass whoopings. And I'm talking whoopings where my mom should have been in somebody's prison based on the beatings or the whoopings, whatever you want to call them, however you want to classify them, where she should have been in somebody's prison on the ass whoopings that we took. Grandma would go and get that switch off that tree, and she would whoop our ass. Now, when it comes to my siblings, we all took the same ass whooping. We all grew up on the same principle, same concept. My mama didn't play the radio. Not telling me, I'm not going to go deep into anybody's business. But out of 5 siblings, I am the only one out of 5 siblings that has not been in any kind of trouble. And we all took the same ass whooping. Miss Triple L, good to see you on. Good to see you on. I see you next time. Good to see you next. I see you next time. But and I said that to say this, and we're gonna close out here. We're gonna close out here. I say that to say this. An ass whooping is not the solution to every problem, especially when it comes to your kids. I would suggest, again, I'm not trying to tell you how to raise your kids or what to do, what not to do, whatever the case may be. But I can say that I did work for DCF. And I can say that in today's society, you can't beat your kids like you used to. I can tell you for a fact that if you get caught up beating your kids like we used to get beat, they're going to take your kids away from you. I can tell you for a fact that if you get caught up beating kids like we used to get beat, they're going to take you to jail. I can tell you that for a fact. So therefore, when we start looking at raising our kids in 2023 and in this century, if you will, we have to change with the times, because the law tells you you can do one thing. You can still try to defy the law and get around the law and do whatever you got to do, but at some point in time, the law may catch up with you. And if the law catch up with you, then you're going to be like, well, I'm just trying to raise my child, and I understand the sentiment, but here's the thing. We need to stop trying to take, and this goes for not just our kids, this goes for other situations as well. We need to stop trying to use 20th century solutions to solve 21st century problems. Somebody didn't hear that right. I'm going to say that again. We need to stop trying to take 20th century solutions to solve 21st century problems. It's a new day and age. We got a new set of problems. We got a new set of issues. Times have changed. Back then, somebody stated earlier in the comments about social media and this, that, and other, uh, video games, things of that nature. Back in our day, we didn't have social media. We didn't have video games. We didn't have all that stuff. Uh, you know, but at the same time, we can't just lay it on the lap of social media and video games. That's the reason why we're having these problems today. Because we have kids that are coming out that are doing wonderful, doing great things, that are looking at the same social media posts, that are playing the same video games, that the ones that are acting a fool. And I'm gonna go back to my youngest because my youngest grew up in that age, that age where Facebook came along when he was coming up. That the fact that kids had cell phones, he was coming up with all that or whatever the case may be. He listened to the same he played the same video game. He listened to the same music. He hang out at the same places or whatever, what have you. He look at the same social media posts, but he know right from wrong. He know what to do and what not to do. If he go out there and choose to do something that he know he ain't supposed to do, that's on him. But thank God, at this point in time, at this stage, even though he grew up in that age of the social media, what have you, he did not allow for social media, for video games, for rap music, for negative music in general to get in the way of the goals that he's trying to accomplish. And I pat my own, son on the back or whatever the case may be, but he serves as an example of what can take place if you just instill values and morals and whatever in your child and stay on your child. Don't allow them to do bad. Don't let it be okay for them to do stupid stuff. Have consequences in place if they step out of line. And again, that don't have to be a beating. That you don't have to lay a hand on a child. But again, that's on you. I told you earlier I work for DCF, so I know what the consequences are. What's the outcome going to be if you continue to do it? Mr. P said we have to start training our children, early training. He said you train your son well. So appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that, sir. And I'm going to, and even with my youngest child, he's 19 years old now. He's a college student, what have you. Even though I have instilled all the values and morals and everything into him that I can, I've given him everything that I could give him from a moral standpoint. I can 100% say that he won't go out there and do something stupid. I can't say that because he's an adult. He has his own brain. He has his own mind. But I can say this with 100% certainty. If he goes out there and do something stupid, he didn't learn it from his parents. And his parents are not to blame. And we have a lot of parents out there that's taking blame for kids that are doing stupid stuff as adults, and that the parents are being blamed, and that's not right. but my black people. I didn't even get to all the topics. We got to do better, people. We got to do better. We got to get registered to vote. We got to vote. I know that Real Women Radio has got something going on where they're out canvassing right now as far as the vote. I need to get some information on that so I can pass it out to you. Miss Jam, if you would post on my page, tag me if anything that's going on Real Women Radio that we need to pass along. Make sure you tag me in your posts, and we get this information out because we have to vote. November is coming up quick. November 2024 is coming up quick, and that's when we need to get out and vote. We need to get all these dumbass politicians out of office and put some people in there with some common sense and some morals about themselves, because right now we don't have that. So, it's coming up to the top of the hour. It's time for me to get up out of here. It's been a interesting hour here tonight, and Thursday night we may be back on Thursday night. I will keep you posted on Thursday night again. I apologize that I'm not able to say for definite that I'll be on Thursday night, but I'll keep you posted. Stay on my Facebook, Instagram. I'll be posting updates as well. But hopefully, I'll see you Thursday night at 6:00. Thank you, everyone who have listened tonight, and hopefully I've said something that's going to touch somebody or help somebody. Steve, what's up, baby? He says he put a comment in. He said you can train them, but it's those outside influences you have to prep them for others. You're exactly right. Exactly right. And I tell you, and my son, it gets on his nerve, and I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna get out of here. It gets on his nerve, and I tell him anytime he's, when he comes home, even before he went to college, every time he goes out and do whatever, go hang out or do whatever he do, last thing I say to him, I let him know I love him, and I tell him, don't do anything stupid. And sometimes it gets on his nerve for me to, he'd be like, you ain't got to tell me that, Dad. Yes, I do. Don't do anything stupid. And for you out there listening, don't do anything stupid. And if you are doing stupid stuff, correct it. We got to be a better people so that we can start making strides and start going in the right directions to where we can gain respect for ourselves. That way others will respect us as well. So, but until Thursday night, it's been fun. See you Thursday night, 6:00 WPMM Internet Radio. Check me out. Get out there and vote. Like Mr. P said, you got to get out there and vote. Get registered and vote. If you don't vote, shut the hell up. But y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. And I am out of here.